McRae. I will be around for halftime and as well the post-game show. Thanks for tuning in right here on 98 Cool. Now, it's time to head over to the Saskatchewan Center, and John Fraser standing by. John.
Hey, thanks a lot there, Jordan McRae. Yes, we are back at the SaskTel Center here in Saskatoon, getting all set up and ready to go. As just entering the booth actually right now is our own Casey Aaron, who was in Reno, Nevada just a few minutes ago. So needless to say, he was going all the way across North America just to get here for the game tonight. And also on your broadcast crew tonight, down betwixt the benches, we debuted him a few weeks ago and we decided to keep him around. That is Todd Joyce. And Todd, you have a big injury update as well from the Colorado Mammoth, don't you?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, the matchup that we were hoping to see tonight, Zach Greer returning home, will not be happening. Zach Greer is out with a lower body injury. It doesn't seem too serious. We ran into him a little bit earlier before the game, and he's in good spirits, so he wishes he could play. He is going to be getting his ring here at face-off, which will be nice as a return, but he will not be playing today.
So a little bit of a shocker, too, and a big loss here for the Colorado Mammoth, who've already suffered some injuries. We'll be back with more from Todd and Casey. We're going to take a quick break, and then it's first quarter play. Coming up next, this is Rush Lacrosse on 98 Cool.
Hi. Saskatchewan Rush Lacrosse, live on 98 Cool. Now, time for the opening face-off. Here's the voice of the Rush, John Fraser.
Thank you, big voice guy. Yes, it is the Rush taking on the Colorado Mammoth live from the SaskTel Center. Thank you, Pantaloons Nation, for joining us here wherever you may be watching. NLLTV.com. You're listening live on the radio as well as we get y'all set and ready to go as we go into your starting lineups, which is brought to you by all of our friends as well. We got, here we go, starting lineups, Barker Tire, Tracks Footwear, and Menchie's. Let's get Menchie's. Can we do that after the game, Casey Garrett?
You can do whatever you want, John Fraser.
Oh, come on. You know you want some delicious, frozen yogurt as well. Starting lineups for those people. Right now, looking at the Colorado Mammoth starters, they are a hurting unit right now. It looks like there's only about 2 or 3 forwards of their regular forwards that are dressed and ready to go. So right now, by the way, Casey, a little distracted as Miss Universe Canada is doing the first face-off. So you continue, you give us play-by-play on that, and I'll tell you that starting for the Mammoth are Greg Downing, Robert Hope, Cameron Holding, Dan Coates, and Joey Capito. In goal is Dylan Ward. So far, Ward this year, 4-1, 11.13 goals against, 766 save percentage. Moving to your rush starters, as always, it's going to be Kyle Rubish, Curtis Knight, Chris Corbeil, the captain, Adrian Soroketti, Jeremy Thompson, and Stone Cold Aaron Bold in betwixt the red pipes tonight. Bold on the season, 4-1, 11.2 goals against, 779 save percentage. In terms of the face-off men, that's the matchup we're looking at right now. Thompson, 79 out of 149 for 53%. Meanwhile, Dan Coates on the year, 77 out of 145. That's 53.1%. So a 0.1% better, Casey, as we watch the ball drop as well. This is going to be a really cool moment here, Casey, as even though he's not playing, they're bringing out Zach Greer to receive his ring. You know, just talk about what Greer meant to this team for all the years he was in Edmonton and Saskatoon.
Well, he's been a big part of it, and you heard Mark Matthews on the pregame show, Greer being a part of this organization for so long, and just a natural goal scorer, and offensive lefties aren't far and few in between. So you get one of those, and of course, the Whitby connection that you've got so big on the Rush organization. He's just a heck of a player, John, and a lot of guys were sorry to see him go. He picked up a great player in Adam Jones, but he's missed.
Standing ovation here at a sold-out SaskTel Center as Zach Greer. You can see the emotion in his face. What a nice ovation for this fan base that's really only known Zach Greer for 1 year. Down in between the benches, Casey, how cool was that, or Todd, how cool was that moment with Zach Greer?
This is awesome down here, guys. The energy in this place is great. The camaraderie when Zach was coming off from the Rush was terrific. They know what he meant to this team. Talking with Bruce Urban, they know what he meant. It was a very great moment for these guys to do this, and of course this is the first time it's happened where it's been at ball drop, so we're ready to go down here.
Here we go. Load me up, Casey. It's time for the opening face-off. Jeremy Thompson is settling in with Dan Coates. And we are ready to go here. 4-2 Saskatchewan, first of the West Division, 89 goals for, second in the league. Just the Georgia Swarm, Colorado 4-3, and they are second in the West. Already a pick play by Dylan Ward, the goaltender, on Curtis Knight off the opening faceoff, and now here comes the Colorado offense following the faceoff win. First quarter is brought to you by our friends at Dodge City Auto. Moving it around to the near side is Eli McLaughlin. Colorado has it in rush territory. He goes back up top, and that's where he connects there with McLaughlin. McLaughlin goes over to the far side. Stephen Keogh takes a shot. He was recently acquired for a couple of picks. Casey, we saw him a couple weeks ago. The Stephen Keogh acquisition, do you like it?
Well, I do, and it's huge for them right now. I mean, it's patchwork up front for the Mammoth, and without him, I don't know where they'd be tonight, because it just bitten by the injury bug right now are the Mammoth.
And I was going to say, they almost had to start hiring coaches to come out and play. Rush now on offense. It's Curtis Knight moving towards the middle. Back up top, Adam Jones, ex-Mammoth forward. Back to Knight. He goes down low for Ben McIntosh. Listen for something new when McIntosh scores tonight. Jones takes it after a pass from Matthews. Jones, he's going to take a shot and put it just wide as the clock's going to expire here. And already, no shots on goal here in the first minute or so of this game. Going back to work, come the Mammoth offense. Ilya Gaich throws it across. A big shout out to our friend Teddy Jenner for teaching me how to say that one right. So those of you scoring at home, that's not one I'm going to get wrong on this one. Back to the far side is Callum Crawford looking for Eli McLaughlin across. And McLaughlin couldn't quite pick it up. Here comes Ryan Dilk scooping up the loose ball, getting it to Nick Bilic, and the Rush go to work in transition. You can tell it's a bit of a scramble set here as Ryan Keenan gets it back to Robert Church. Church, a low shot. There's our first shot of the game, and it's off the right foot of Dylan Ward. Turning aside, Robert Church, 17 goals, 36 points on the season. He's 8th in league scoring. Ryan Keenan, the first overall pick, tries to drive in, goes back up top to Church. Church to Matthews, he's going to shoot, and Dylan Ward with a left shoulder getting that as Dan Coates shadows him. Coming into this one, Mark Matthews has moved up to 2nd in league scoring. 17 goals, 29 assists on the season. Back to work comes the Mammoth offense. Their leading scorer right now, or one of their guys you expect to get the ball a lot tonight, is going to be Callum Crawford, especially as we talked about some of the patchwork offensive sets we're going to see out of these guys. Crawford has it now, working on Johnny LaFontaine, who's returning to the lineup, gets it to the newly acquired Stephen Keogh, who's going to shoot it just wide. Jacob Rua, he'll throw that one down low, and Rua, so far on the year, 13 points. The injured list looks pretty impressive for the Colorado Mammoth tonight, Casey.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Stephen Keogh's going to like working with Callum Crawford. That's a guy who's got eyes in the back of his head. He'll find you if you get open for him.
Adam Jones now in Colorado territory for the Rush, takes a shot, tries to go in between the legs of Dylan Ward, and he's turned aside. Here comes Colorado back in transition. Jordan Gillis out of Richmond, 4 points on the season, dumps it off to Brent Adams, the rookie out of Fairfield, then charges towards the goal as they work around the outside. Stewart goes back near side. Eli McLaughlin, nice move there on Brett Midsky. Shook him for a second. Ball now with Callum Crawford. Crawford is stripped by Mike Messenger. Messenger and Dilk's in the area. Dilk's the Messenger. He's in alone. Mike Messenger shoots and misses the goal. Messenger, he's got 2 goals on the year for the rookie. Not adding to it there, just almost didn't look like he knew he was in alone, Casey.
Kind of took himself off of his angle, went to the wrong side of the floor, tried to twist her back the other way, just misses.
John Fraser, Casey Gare, and Todd Joyce here with you from the SaskTel Center. Sold out once again, as backing up there is Jacob Rua. Up top for Adams. He goes back to Eli McLaughlin, who's going to work on Kyle Rubish, who's in this game because he had a game misconduct rescinded on a match penalty changed. He originally was given a match for elbowing or a hit to the head last weekend in Rochester. That rescinded after video review by the league. He's in the lineup. Now it's Jeff Cornwall with it for the Rush. Gets it to Ben McIntosh as the Rush go to work Colorado territory. 10:54 left to go opening quarter. Still scoreless as Jones goes to Matthews far side. Matthews makes one move, tries to drive in, gets it to McIntosh, shoots and scores! Ben McIntosh, 10th of the year! Benny Mac!
Well, you know what you have to do with a goalie as good as Dylan Ward? You got to make a move. And to make a move from the outside, that's just a heck of a play by McIntosh. He lowers his right shoulder, and it looks to Ward like he's going low with that shot. Comes back over the top. Nice shot, top corner.
1-0 for the Rush as they open up the scoring in this big West Division battle.
Number 90, Ben McIntosh.
Crowd goes to their feet, bumps their chest. Thompson wins the ensuing faceoff, takes it, and hits Nick Bilic right in the rear of his pantaloons.
Hey-oh.
Needless to say, Bilic might be running for home after that one. That one's going to sting just a little bit. Shot in on Aaron Bold by the Mammoth, turned aside, and Bold's got his first save of the night. Stewart now gets it back to McLaughlin. Stephen Keogh, making his debut for the Mammoth, goes back to Callum Crawford. Back up, Eli McLaughlin just over the restraining line, bumped back out by Dilks to Callum Crawford, makes a couple of moves. Keogh was alone in front, couldn't quite connect with him there. McLaughlin goes far side for Rua. Rua's shot's gonna bounce just wide, loose ball, Stewart. McLaughlin's got it. He was looking for a sneaky little backdoor pass to Crawford, and he's unable to get it. Back in transition come the Rush. Cornwall's up over half as Creighton Reed follows him around. Adam Jones picks it up, playing against his former team for the first time tonight as well. Jones goes far side for Curtis Knight. Jones and Knight into Colorado territory. Mark Matthews steps up with it. Robert Church. Church, quick pass in front. Had Curtis Knight, a backhand shot turned aside by Dylan Ward. Picked up now by the Mammoth. Josh Sullivan out of Red Deer, Alberta is going to pick that one up, go far side, broken play, and here come the Russian transition. 3-on-1, Corbeil, LaFontaine, Bilic. Bilic to Corbeil, Corbeil shoots and scores! One-timer betwixt the Pantaloons Award, and it's 2 rip for the Rush.
Well, good transition there by the rush. I thought the Mammoth defender was going to take away the pass to Corbeil, who we know has some offensive ability, and let Bilic take that shot. But he makes one move to Bilic. Bilic makes the pass, and Corbeil makes no mistake on that one.
So far, Dylan Ward not looking so indestructible this evening. 2 goals on 6 shots for the Rush. 9:15 left in the opening quarter, and it's a 2-0 lead for the guys that call SaskTel Center home. Face-off won by Jeremy Thompson, but 1-2 cleanly all the way into Mammoth territory. They got to get it out of here. Greg Downing does just before the 8 seconds expire. Some good hustle by him there. Jacob Rua is going to come in over the far side. Goes back up top. Keogh takes the shot. Big save by Bold with the chest. That one knocks it down, scoops it, and gives it to Jeff Cornwall. Cornwall's going to go for a run. He's got some speed. Here comes Osella, blows past him. Cornwall comes in, shot! And it gets caught into the gear of Dylan Ward, and we're going to take a timeout. Rush lead the Mammoth 2-0. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Missed the action in the NLL last weekend? Maybe you want a little analysis. Mia Gordon and Tyson Geik break things down twice a week in the NLL's flagship show, The Box. Catch all of the highlights, scores, and exclusive interviews in both our pre- and post-game episodes every week on NLLTV.com.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
And welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. Rush with a 2-0 lead on the Mammoth. In between the benches is Todd Joyce. Todd.
Well, John, this is looking a little bit like a house of smoke and mirrors down here. It's a little bit foggy from all of that pyro before the game. It's great, but you know what? Took a look at Bilic when he came off after getting that shot to the back of the pants, and he was wincing in pain, but he looks like he's good now. He's back out, ready to go.
And back to work comes the Mammoth offense. Callum Crawford takes a high shot there. And Casey, if you're scoring at home, because we know what you are scoring at home, thanks to our boy Teddy Jenner, Roué, not Roua. So everybody, take a sip of your pop. Callum Crawford back to the near side. Eli McLaughlin's going to walk in. John Lafontaine coming back into the lineup for the Rush tonight. Out there on defense, far side right now is Brent Adams. Adams goes to McLaughlin. Looks like Adams is going to see some time on offense as well here, as you mentioned, short-handed are the Mammoth tonight. Adams looking for McLaughlin back to the near side. That loose ball scooped up by Johnny Lafontaine. And back to work come the Rush.
Well, Johnny Adams was always going to get some time after those last couple performances, especially in Vancouver there. Hat trick, including the game winner in overtime.
So the Rush with a couple of their big weapons on the floor right now, Jones and Matthews. They're up 2-0, 7:37 left to go in the first quarter. Matthews driving towards the Colorado goal. Church comes in, Church fakes, looks for some room, he's going to shoot, and just missed that one. It's going to bounce up and out of play. So 7:28 left in the Dodge City Auto first quarter. Means it's back to work for the Colorado Mammoth. Their offense is going to get set up here. And the Madhouse and Marquis finally kind of quiets down for the first time at all tonight. Callum Crawford. He's going to work over on that far side. Dumps it to Eli McLaughlin. He goes back to the near side. That's for Taylor Stewart. Stewart back to McLaughlin. Back pass kind of went off of Mitski's back shoulder. And the man now wearing 19 there, that being Cameron holding out a Whitby. No goals on the year. Took a pretty good shot. Former member of the Rush organization. Shot that one high and wide past Bold, so it's Rush ball all the way in Colorado territory. Under 7 minutes left to go, opening quarter. 2-0 the Rush lead. And here's Matthews looking to add to it. Back to Ben McIntosh. Church into the middle for Knight! And he hit the post, or Ward came up with a great save. It was so quick. Couldn't exactly see what happened there. Casey, you get a line on that?
Oh, that was primetime deliverance right there. I mean, tic-tac-toe, right through the middle. That's what you want to see from your offense. Just couldn't quite finish it there.
Callum Crawford back to work for the Mammoth offense in Rush territory. There's a shot there. Stephen Keogh is going to bounce wide. Loose ball picked up by the man whose Twitter's handle is I Love Lucy's. Rightfully so. He goes to
best Twitter handle in the league.
You know he's the first one. I'm surprised there's not like a I Love Lucy 74 or something in that one too. Mark Matthews comes in and the Rush offense goes to work. 6 minutes left to go, opening quarter. He gets it to Ben McIntosh on the near side. McIntosh back up top, Matthews down low, Ryan Keenan. The rookie driving towards the goal. Bounces it back to Matthews, who whistles a shot, but it just misses on the near right post about halfway up. In transition, here comes the Mammoth. There's a good chance there, but looks like for a moment Joey Capito was able to get towards the goal, but the Rush D gets on in a hurry, breaks up the chance. Brent Adams, he's going to work on the far side there. Adams, he's got about 3 Rush defenders, so he bounces it back up top. Chris Wardle with it now. Wardle trying to drive towards the goal, and that one up and hits the stick of Nick Billich and bounces harmlessly towards Aaron Bold. 5:23 left to go, opening quarter. Brought to you by our friends at Dodge City as Jeff Cornwall comes in, dishes to Adam Jones. And Jones, he's instantly pressured there, so nice work there by Nick Ocello. Rookie out of Notre Dame. Saw him hesitate for a moment, pushed him back out. So Jones is going to spin off Ocello in Mammoth territory. There's a big shot by Robert Church, and it nearly squeaks through Dylan Ward as Jones found Church. And the hottest player, I'd say, on the Rush right now nearly buries that one, Casey.
Well, he's had 2 shots so far, and both came real close to going in. And, you know, we've said it a little bit this week. His shooting percentage has just been incredible so far this year.
I love that you do the math on things like that because I'm bad with numbers. Far side, Jacob Rouet. Rouet gets it back to Callum Crawford over on that far side. He swim moves past Corbeil, comes in, couple of moves, and best chance for the Mammoth so far, but it bounces into the crowd. That means we'll take a break. Rush 2, Mammoth nothing. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Scott Digby on the take, scores!
Now back over to Dane Smith with a shot, hit the goal post inside, he scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear, the NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today.
You're listening to hard-hitting Rush Lacrosse. Live on 98 Cool.
Welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. John Fraser and Casey Guerin with you up top. Todd Joyce is the man down low. A nice video tribute in-house for Zach Greer. But Casey, out in the East Division, what's going on out there, man? It's looking strange.
I'll tell you, it's strange days in the Eastern Conference where you've got the Minnesota, the Georgia Swarm and the Toronto Rock at the top of the conference. Toronto playing good D. Georgia putting the ball in the net like nobody else. It's a little bit upside down from what we thought it would be, isn't it?
Here comes the Rush back to work. They lead here over the Colorado Mammoth 2-0. 4:20 left to go, opening quarter. Curtis Knight has it down low, Colorado territory. Knight works it back up top, goes back to Robert Church. Matthews in alone, shoots and scores! Mark Matthews, he's not going to miss from there with that kind of time. And Matthews on the board with number 18 on the season. 3-0 the Rush lead.
Well, you get so impressed with the outside shot of Matthews and how quick and hard he can get that release off. But you see there how good he is in tight with it. You know, he tightens up, makes one quick fake, avoids the crease, and puts it by Ward. And it's just, his overall offensive game is just really top notch.
And he's a heck of a nice guy. My flight from Rochester to Toronto got canceled. If you were listening last week, you heard all about that. Guess who drove me to catch my flight to Toronto?
I think I know.
None other than Mark Matthews.
42.
Really had a really great time driving through suburbia on the way to the Pearson Airport through a snowstorm. It's fantastic. Either way, after that fun, back to work comes the Mammoth offense, now down 3-0. Under 4 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Over on the far side there is Brent Adams trying to get it back in front, and that one broken up, and Jacob Rouet touches it, so that's the over and back. So Jeremy Thompson's going to pick it up for the Rush as the Colorado just looks disjointed, but again, with all the injuries, that kind of makes sense. Down low is Ryan Keenan. He's picked up there by Ilya Gaich, and we are going to have the first penalty coming up of this game. It's going to go against the Mammoth as the extra attacker is now on, that being Mr. Matthews. So you got Jones, Keenan, Matthews, Marty Dinsdale, Bobby Church, and Ben McIntosh, and that shot there off the floor. McIntosh trying to keep it alive with the extra attacker, does so. And McIntosh, they got the reset there too as Ward must have come up with a save. Matthews directing traffic with the 6-on-5. Church scored twice in this situation last weekend. Hard pass, Marty Dinsdale, even harder pass to Keenan. And that's a great save right there by Dylan Ward.
Well, it was a good 6-on-5 set, especially collecting the Lucy, getting that extra 30 there. I guess the penalty will be probably a high stick, I think, on Keenan.
Oh, no, it's going to come against Ilya Gaich.
Gaich on Keenan, yeah.
Right. It's all right. You just got off. You were in Reno, Nevada this morning, so I'm going to give you just a little bit of a leeway.
It feels like I haven't slept in years, Johnny.
So here we go to work for the first time tonight. Rush power play, 64% on the season. Colorado's penalty kill, just 34%. Robert Church back up top to Matthews, takes a shot and a good save there as Ward got it with his right leg. Loose ball, McIntosh, near side for Keenan! Quick stick, he just got a little piece of it, nearly rolled in for the rookie, but Ward comes up with it.
Yeah, you know, it occurs to me, the Mammoth are really going to have to play a clean game. With all the injuries and that, they're going to have to play a clean game or else this one could get out of hand.
And Fearless Messenger comes in, forces the turnover. Jones has it now to Corbeil. Corbeil back to Jones, comes in, great save, Dylan Ward, as Jones was in alone on the power play. Back to work comes the Rush power play, as we mentioned, 64% on the season. 2 minutes left to go opening quarter. Rush with a 3-0 lead. Minute 2 left in the man advantage. Robert Church leads the league with 12 power play goals. He's out there, but it's Matthews now. Matthews with a few moves. What hands? But he missed the net. Jones takes a shot, and Ward had to be sharp with his right arm there, and he comes up with the stop. He's got it now, and he's going to airmail it all the way up to the captain, that being Coates. And Coates has it shorthanded in Colorado for the first time on this penalty down in Rush territory. Power plays brought to you by BN Metals. It's a piece of somebody's equipment that Cornwall just sends over to the boards.
You know, the Rush power play, as everybody knows, has been on fire this season, but the best penalty killer is the goalie sometimes, and Ward came up big there on that last set.
There was a great chance by Brent Adams, walked in, crease violation, then put it off the post behind Aaron Mold. So the Rush get a clean reset here, and Ryan Dilks, our guest on tonight's after-hour program, will pick it up, get it down to Matthews. To Jones as they cross into Colorado territory. Robert Church for the Rush. Back up top to Jones, takes a shot right off the big M logo. And it's another save by Dylan Ward. Robert Church back checking there. Partially intercepted the pass for Joey Capito. Now in transition, McIntosh. It was a quick turnaround. McIntosh shoots. Ward got 98% of it. It was enough. Then covers up the rebound and airmails it again. And wow, Dylan Ward has been unbelievable so far this opening quarter. He's made 15 saves. Mammoth offense with just 4 shots so far. Eli McLaughlin coming in. back up top, finds newly acquired Keogh. Keogh's going to wind up. That one partially blocked. Stewart tries a shot. That one does go off of Aaron Bolt, so he gets the reset. Soraketti takes one right in the noodle, and then airmails it down for Corbeil in transition. Corbeil's going to go to battle there with Robert Hope, Peterborough, Ontario product, much like our boy up here in the booth, Casey Guerin, and I believe we're going to have a timeout on the floor called by Colorado with 17.8 seconds left.
We're going to have to pace ourselves.
So far it's been...
We're gonna have to look up some more at half.
So we have a timeout on the floor right now as 18-5, the shots on goal, as we have our man between the benches right now, that being Todd Joyce, listening in intently. It's funny, I can see like Todd trying to get as close as he can right below our broadcast location here at SaskTel Center. He tries to get as close as we can. Todd, what can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you Colorado's doing a good job of hiding their board on me, but you know,
people figured out that you're down there now.
Yeah, it's a surprise, but you know what? Colorado, they are sitting in a situation right now where they're getting pretty much to the point where it's alert status red for these guys. They've got 5 shots in the first quarter, so they are really working hard to get something going here. They were working diligently there, and we got the Rush. Rush got something coming here that'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, you know, it's a big pickup for the Mammoth to have acquired Keogh, but as we saw with Jones and Keenan at the first couple of games this season, it doesn't always click right away.
Right.
And so, you know, Keogh's going to be a big addition. You just wonder how long it'll take for them to get in rhythm.
So 12 seconds left on the first quarter. Colorado with the shot clock frozen will run one play here. Eli McLaughlin coming in. Brett Mitski bumps him back outside. McLaughlin, he was looking back inside for Roué, and that one will bounce harmlessly towards the sideboards. Roué not happy with himself. First quarter ends, Rush 3, Mammoth nothing. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Pro lacrosse teams are now fielded in Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Maryland, Montreal, and Quebec.
Yesterday there was friendly competition and not so friendly competition. We knew our true colors weren't just worn on our backs, they were painted on our faces and hoisted as high in the air as we could possibly carry them. Whatever it took to claim our turf. Yesterday we left it all out there. Blood, sweat, tears, you name it, we left it. We kept ourselves focused and we kept each other in check, and the only thing we took were epic shots. Yesterday we saw more twists and turns in 8 seconds than most people saw in an entire season. We lost the ball, lost our minds, we lost countless times in every game. If you could see the ball, that was a slow day. Yesterday, physics didn't apply to us. Gravity wasn't welcome in our box. Armed with just a stick and a ball, we took flight. Yesterday, we were the best we could be. Today is our day.
Quarter, the Rush up 3-0 on the Colorado Mammoth in this face-off for first in the West Division. My name is John Fraser. To my right, upstairs is Casey Guerin. Between the benches is Todd Joyce. Todd, what was the mood like down there during the timeout?
You know what? It's completely different between these two benches. This is my favorite quarter because I get all the goalies. But you got Bolt's on fire. Hot Carl is talking to him. They're on. But Ward, you can see, is rattled here. And I think it's Bouquet.
Yes.
I don't know about that, man. He looks like Goldberg to me. And he's trying to get Ward in, but if everything doesn't go as planned, he might be suiting up here sooner than later.
Well, the goalies are always the most interesting personalities, Todd.
They certainly are. Callum Crawford now, as the Mammoth offense goes to work in rush territory, down 3-0. Rue's shot is going to be partially blocked and go up into the stands, too. We should send a special hello to Rush President, or former Rush President Lee Genier, who just resigned this week to be with his brother in Calgary, who is battling cancer. Lee, you and your brother and your family are all in our thoughts here. What is a difficult time, I'm sure, for all of you.
I couldn't agree more, John. You know, Lee, we wish you and your family all the best, and what a loss for the Rush, but there's some things in life that are more important, and that's certainly one of them. We wish you all the best, my friend.
So Callum Crawford is back on the floor as the Mammoth offense in rush territory. They trail 3-0 here in our second quarter, brought to you by Motion Fitness. Stephen Keogh, big time hit there. That's that's Kyle Rubish. He then scoops it up, gets it to Thompson. Thompson, bounce shot, and that's turned aside again by Dylan Ward, who I think out of sheer fatigue might end up giving way to Alex Bouquet. He's been unbelievable. 16 saves, 19 shots. His team being outshot 19-6 at the moment.
And he came in second in the league in goals against average, and you can see why. He's really standing tall right now.
Mark Matthews near side, Rush offense in Colorado territory. He goes back up top for Robert Church. Church is going to try to work it in. We got a penalty coming up here again to Colorado after Ben McIntosh had his stick removed from his body. Shooting there right at the end and making another save was Dylan Ward, and heading towards the box is Joey Capito.
And again, this will be the second penalty for the Mammoth. They got away with it the first time because of the play of Dylan Ward. They got to be careful because they start giving up a couple power play goals here. All of a sudden, this game gets out of hand.
So with 13:31 left in our second quarter, or as you could also say, left in the first half. Second quarter brought to you by Motion Fitness. Rush power play back on the floor. It is Robert Church back up top for Mark Matthews. He was looking for McIntosh near side. Ilya Gaich has seen that a few times. He's able to break it up. He goes behind the goal for Hope, and his long pass there. Great athletic play by McIntosh to pick it back up. Rush stay on offense. Jones behind the back pass for Keenan. Keenan fakes, shoots and scores! Ryan Keenan fakes, goes short side. Power play goal for the Rush.
With how quick the Rush moved the ball on the power play, whip it back and forth, lefties to righties, Dylan Ward had to respect that as Keenan looked like he was going cross crease, and he threw the fake, then just came back over the top as Ward stepped to the other side. He bit on it just a little bit, and Keenan came short side with it.
So the Rush off to a 4-0 run to start this one on Colorado in a battle for first in the West Division. But how good was that pass by Jones as well? Behind the back, no looker to set up Keenan.
It was really good, and you know what? Also, that's a big goal for Ryan Keenan. He's been a little bit snake bit. He has been contributing, getting other guys open. You see it in a lot of goals from Matthews and Jones getting them guys open, but that's going to be big for his confidence. With the number one overall pick, you know there's got to be a little pressure there. That's good for him on that one.
So here come the Rush offense again after a battle was won in front of their bench, I would say, by Nick Billich. Back up top is Ryan Keenan. Keenan goes back down low, Mark Matthews. Finds Keenan streaking in, who's already running with a little bit more confidence. Matthews with that long pass to the far side for Curtis Knight. Tried to quick stick it and just missed the net. 4-0 the Rush lead. 1, 2, 3, 4 left in the second quarter. Ryan Keenan with the latest goal. Drives towards the goal, and he's going to draw a penalty there. Robert Hope, third year in the league, gave him the old, looked like he was giving him a chokehold, and that's going to get called every single time.
And you can already tell Ryan Keenan going to the net with a little bit more confidence there, and that's the second penalty he's drawn so far in the first half.
So Keenan with a power play goal, and the Rush power play is going to go back to work here. Already 1 for 2 on the evening. That's about as cut and dry as you get that one on Hope. As you can see, he kind of gave him, you could see he was almost in the sleeper hold on that one. So here comes the Rush power play. Jones Matthews working around the outside. Now to Church. Church shoots, and he's going to bounce that one off of Dylan Ward and scoop up the loose ball off the end boards. Church now with some motion as the Rush change up the set play. Ryan Keenan back to Adam Jones. Back up top, Matthews gets Church open. Back to Keenan, and he shot. I'm not sure. He almost spiked that one. It looks like it got caught up in his netting. He's hitting his stick a little bit there as that one shot straight to the ground. But here's Jones now. It's another great loose ball scoop. Matthews absolutely hammers that one. Great save there by Ward. And a second chance again, turned aside by Dylan Ward.
Well, part of the reason why the Sask power play has been so good is the shooting. but just their ball movement is so precise and quick and on the stick. And that's, majority of it right there is just getting guys open that way.
1 minute left to go on the Rush power play, and now it's Colorado with the ball in Rush territory. Keogh, he was working one-on-one with Adrian Soroketti. Now down low is Rubish. Callum Crawford shoots from distance, puts it in. Enjoy the silence in SaskTel Center, Mammoth fans. That's the first goal for Colorado. Short-handed, too. Just looks like he was shooting through a couple screens. You can't give Callum Crawford that kind of time and space to shoot.
No, he's not their leading scorer for nothing. And that's just a nice shot from outside over the screens. They haven't been able to get much inside. Again, it's patchwork like we mentioned. They're going to have to capitalize on their chances if they want to keep this game competitive.
So back down to the faceoff circle as once again it's Mike Messenger taking it as Dan Coates is going to win that one forward. And we got a little bit of shenanigans here on the bench. Stephen Keogh is getting mixed up with two Rush players, Mike Messenger, Brett Midsky. Messenger's got to look like he's born to kill out there right now, but we got a penalty coming up as Messenger takes Keogh down to the ground. Creighton Reed's down there. Cornwall joins in on the fun. It's a rugby scrum in front of the Mammoth bench. Sticks are flying, bodies are flying. The hand is up for a penalty with 10:52 left to go. And now the Mammoth get it.
Well, let me just tell you, if I could describe Stephen Keogh in one word, it would be tough.
Yeah.
The Rush totally swarmed him on that one, did a good job of closing in. I thought Keogh lost the ball over the boards there and was going to cough it up. Did a great job, ends up drawing a penalty out of it. I don't know how he hung on to that ball.
So off to the sin bin is Brett Midsky. As well, really cool, too, this week. The NLL announced that they are continuing their partnership with Right to Play, which believes in transformative power of play to engage and empower children and youth around the world. In Canada, they're promoting life skills in Aboriginal youth. The Play program works with over 85 Indigenous communities to support leadership and development and positive outcomes for Indigenous youth. To learn more, make a donation, righttoplay.ca, and there's a goal there. Right as soon as I was talking about the great things that the NLL is doing, coming in alone is Jacob Rouet doing some great things for his team and beating Aaron Bold. And wow, he is going right to the Rush bench and giving them an earful. It's a good thing we had Todd's mic off.
Well, these guys they're filling in on the offensive side, that's what they're going to need out of them. If the Rush are keying in on the guys like Crawford and the established guys, Keogh, then these guys are going to get some open space, and he does that time and beats Bold.
So 4-on-4 won't go down as a power play marker for Colorado as Rouet buries that one. And the Mammoth showing some signs of life here with back-to-back goals as it looked like this one could be getting away. Now to the penalty kill go the Rush for 94 seconds. It's Colorado with it now, working it around the outside. Callum Crawford's a man up top, goes to Stephen Keogh, shoots and scores! Stephen Keogh is fired up. His first goal as a member of the Mammoth. Shoots it between the arm and the leg of Aaron Bold, and responding with the 4-goal run, with a 3-goal run of their own, are the Colorado Mammoth.
Well, and I find it fitting that Keogh gets that goal because, like I say, it looked to me like he was going to cough up that ball, and the Rush were going to have transition the other way. Ends up drawing a penalty, and Mammoth capitalized, and they've crawled their way back into this one. It's a 1-goal game.
Much like the weather outside, it feels like a change of season inside the building here, as Saskatchewan has gone from leading 4-0 to all of a sudden only having a 4-3 lead. Nice work here by Colorado, showing why they're only a half game back for first. Adam Jones to Robert Church as the Rush offense is in Colorado territory. Church takes a shot. Ward goes down to make that save. Taking a hard hit, too, at the end of that one was Jones. He was a little shaken up on his way back to the bench. But here comes Greg Downing in transition. He's going to dish it off to Eli McLaughlin, the Surrey, BC product. He's going to drive in on Rubish. Backs it up. He'll go back up top. That's where he finds Chris Wardle. Goes back to the near side for Adams. Adams comes in. What a goal! What a goal! Brent Adams faked, went horizontal, went back over the shoulder of Aaron Bold, and just an unbelievable effort there by Adams. That one's going to be a highlight reel.
If I've learned one thing this year in the NLL, it's that Americans can step right in and play and contribute offensively. I don't think we've ever seen that before to that extent. Rookies coming in. You look at the two in Toronto and Adams here. I mean, the speed there, just incredible.
He just hit another gear, blew by the Rush defender, And we are back to even, 4-4. Saskatchewan opens on a 4-0 run. The Mammoth respond with 4 of their own, and this is more like we expected here. Casey Guerin. Cameron holding with it for the Mammoth, runs it all the way down the floor. He'll back it up to Eli McLaughlin, and here comes the Mammoth offense going to work. LaFontaine picks him up, but he goes far side to Callum Crawford. Crawford working on Rubish. Stephen Keogh helps him out, but then misses that pass, and it's going to be an over and back coming here to the Mammoth. So with 8:56 left to go, we'll have our first time out of the second quarter. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
Come back inside the SaskTel Center into the second quarter here. The Rush open up with a 4-0 lead. The Mammoth respond with 4 of their own. Todd, I can't imagine that the Rush bench was too happy there during that timeout.
No, they are upset right now. Keenan was walking back behind the guys, trying to get these guys fired back up. So, Colorado, they have a completely different shine to them right now, but the Rush need to pick this up and go, and both Jimmy and Keenan are ready to strip out these guys if they let another one in.
Thank you, Todd Joyce, our man between the benches. My name is John Fraser alongside Casey Guerin up top here in the broadcast gondola at SaskTel Center. 8:31 left to go here. Second quarter, 4-4 the score as Downing takes it down low into Rush territory for the Colorado Mammoth. Bounces it back up top. Chris Wardle goes to Callum Crawford. He's looking nice behind the back pass, but couldn't quite connect there with Wardle, who was streaking towards the middle. Picking it up on the far side is McLaughlin. And he's going to just shoot that one wide and pick up his own loose ball, but shot clock on the Mammoth, and here come the Rush. Going to the far side, Mike Messenger playing some transition here, goes back to Marty Dinsdale. 8 minutes left to go, second quarter, as Curtis Knight has it far side, Colorado territory. Back to Ben McIntosh for the Rush. Adam Jones going to drive towards the goal. Nice little spin move. Dumps it back looking for Matthews, but that one off the shoulder of a defender. I believe it was Ilya Gaich. And that will float harmlessly away, and Colorado gets a reset on the over and back. Stewart now with it, just entering Rush territory. Chris Wardle slowly picks it up. Wardle spinning off Soroketti, back up top Stewart. Adams on the near side showing that athleticism. He's going to get tripped up here, and an automatic tripping call on Jeremy Thompson as Brent Adams looks like he was going to kick into another gear. Thompson goes knee on knee, and he's going to put his head down and head to the box.
Yeah, they're going to have to learn to respect that speed of Adams, but obviously unintentional there, trip by Thompson, but nonetheless, that's a penalty.
So Jeremy Thompson off to the box for 2 or less. Colorado 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. The score tied 4-4. Like I said, the Rush were up 4-0 and controlling, and all of a sudden the Mammoth have come to life and look much more like themselves. Stephen Keogh now as the Mammoth power play goes to work. Penalty kill is brought to you by Speedy Collision. Callum Crawford back to Stephen Keogh. Keogh's going to wind fire, and that one a sharp save through a screen for Aaron Bold with his left arm. Ryan Dilks picks up the loose ball and shakes off Keogh, and he dumps it down to a changing Matthews shorthanded in a danger area for Casey. You're a coach. You hate seeing guys get the ball down in that change area, don't you?
Well, Dilks kind of telegraphed it. He looks exactly where he wants to throw the ball. If you're in trouble, use your feet. Get out of trouble, bring the ball down low. Somebody will get open for you.
80 seconds left on the penalty to Thompson. 6:48 left to go second quarter as the Mammoth power play goes to work in rush territory. Crawford absolutely hammers one, but puts it over the goal, and Ryan Dilks picks up the loose ball. Dilks looks like he had some room to run, but Dan Coates came on in a hurry, and then Dilks fires it off the post, off the crossbar. Right when it looked like the scoring chance was gone, Dilks fires, and here comes the Mammoth offense. Ilya Gaich. Gaich, he's being backed up there by a man possessed. That is Brett Midsky, the new Westminster product. And the Mammoth power play has to reset. Stephen Keogh near side. Keogh back up top, Callum Crawford. He's going to wind up shoot off the chest of Aaron Bolt, but a big rebound. Looks like Rue's in there. And finally, Jeff Cornwall is going to come up with it, but then have the stick slash out of his hand completely legally, and Eli McLaughlin is going to pick it up. McLaughlin now. LaFontaine picks him up in a hurry, and back down low is Rue. Stephen Keogh gets it up top to Callum Crawford. Eli McLaughlin to Callum Crawford. He's going to wind up and pass this one. Brett Midsky saw it coming and breaks that pass up, bounces towards the ground. Colorado, though, able to pick it back up behind the back there by Rue out of Cornwall, Ontario, and another great chance. And now it's Wardle with it, but shot clock on the Mammoth there. Power play is over, so we're back to 5-on-5. Colorado 1 for 2 on the evening as John LaFontaine, making his return from a lower body injury, has it. Goes to Matthews. Ryan Keenan picks it up, goes to the far side for Robert Church. Church gets bounced back up, and Mark Matthews has it. Adam Jones cutting to the middle now, and Church, he's going to go by his man. Church with some time, and Dylan Ward stands up to make a big save. Marty Dinsdale didn't know he had the loose ball, gets double teamed into the corner. Nice work there by John Gillis, and Colorado comes up with it. Josh Sullivan's going to go for a run, his second year in the league out of Red Deer, Alberta. He bounces it back up to Dan Coates, and Coates will defer to the offense, and Callum Crawford comes on. 4:41 left to go, second quarter, 4-4 the score. All things are even. Adams, who scored a beauty to make it 4-4, dishes off, goes up high for Taylor Stewart. Stewart now one-on-one with Rubish, goes back for McLaughlin, takes a sharp angle shot. That's going to go, they're going to say off the floor, and we'll take a timeout. Rush 4, Mammoth 4. This is the NLL.
Ready for the rush? This is Saskatchewan Rush Lacrosse on 98 Cool.
Welcome back in the second quarter. It's Rush 4, Mammoth 4. We're in the last time out here. Second quarter is brought to you by our friends over at Motion Fitness. Saskatchewan started up with a 4-0 advantage. Colorado's erased that here with 4 second quarter goals in a battle for first place in the West Division. Saskatchewan is first in the West by virtue of their 4-2 record. Colorado could overtake them. They're second with a 4-3 mark. 4:25 left to go in the second quarter, in the opening half. Waiting to see if the Rush can maybe get some more momentum going here. They've had all of it taken away, and what's normally the madhouse on Marquis has gone oddly quiet by its standards. Adam Jones is up top now in Mammoth territory for the Rush. Goes back to Robert Church. Church, what a great toe save by Dylan Ward. He basically did the splits there, Casey.
I just like the way he challenges that shot. He reads it, comes out, and cuts down the angle.
Now with it is Joey Capito. Capito, he's going to get it to Adams, and back to work goes the Mammoth offense. Rush territory, 3:48 left to go, second quarter. Taylor Stewart, Chris Wardle has it now. Wardle, he goes back to the near side for Adams. Adams, once again, showing off that speed, couldn't get towards the goal. Gets it to Crawford, who had a little bit of an opening, but couldn't find the goal. Messenger now has it, all the way down in Colorado territory, shoots it, another great arm save there. Dylan Ward has been outstanding. That's his 26th save of the opening half. Wow. I don't think I ever made 26 saves when wearing lacrosse pads in my life, Casey.
That doesn't surprise me.
3:13. Yeah, there's not a real market for 5'9" goaltenders. 3:08 left to go as Eli McLaughlin has it right now for Colorado in Rush territory. Back to Stephen Keogh. Keogh in the Rush zone. Drives towards, and there's a shot. Almost looked like a surprise bolt, but he comes up with the stop with his left shoulder, and Jeremy Thompson scoops that one up. Nick Bilic is going to take it up over half. Bilic turns towards the bench, goes to Marty Dinsdale, who goes back across for Curtis Knight. 4-4. Colorado currently on a 4-goal run. Adam Jones back across. Curtis Knight, big shot! And that one missed the goal, so Jones gets back to half and is able to pick it up and get it back to Knight. Knight looking for Matthews. Matthews back to Keenan, and some real nice defensive work there by Cam Holding to limit Keenan or keep him from getting that ball. 2:17 left to go now, and alone in front, there was a shot there. Joey Capito kind of caught the Rush defense a little confused there and had some time and space, but just missed the goal. Mike Messenger now taking it up. The big man, the big rookie, in a fight last week that he handily won. Mark Matthews picks it up. Matthews, he's going to work on Dan Coates. Curtis Knight back to the far side. That's where Ben McIntosh is. Back to Mark Matthews. Matthews drives, swing move on Coates, but he's backed up. Trying to find McIntosh, and he just misses it. And the only one there right now is Robert Hope. Hope, a little 2-on-1. Ilya Gaich comes out. Gaich drives towards the goal. Hope's going to shoot, and it's going to hit bold right in the Rush logo. 95 seconds left to go, second quarter. Here comes Thompson. Thompson in transition. Soroketi's with him. Back to Soroketi. Soroketi shoots. What a great save. Dylan Ward pops the right arm up and turns Soroketi aside. Pace really picks up here as Nick Ocello comes in with it, gets it to Stephen Keogh. Keogh working one-on-one with Chris Corbeil. He's going to back up, get it now to Jacob Rouet. Rouet gets it back down low. Callum Crawford, bodies flying everywhere. Crawford backs it up to the restraining line. He's one-on-one with Mitski. Crawford, he gets hacked there, and now Nick Bilic. Nick Bilic with nobody in front of him. Dan Coates is running from the bench. Bilic has LaFontaine with him. Bilic is going to shoot, and another great left arm save there. As we hear a song request here in the building for Casey Guerin, Southern Ontario man. Always got to have some Tragically Hip. Adams picks it up now, moves it down to Rush territory. We're under a minute to go. 4-4 still the score. Shot misses, and somebody's going to go home from SaskTel with a souvenir. That one bounces up over the sideboards. So the Rush with the ball, and 36 seconds left to go in the opening half. Mike Messenger is going to turn and take a timeout. And the Rush looks like they're going to set something up here, Casey.
Well, I just want to talk a little bit about the transition. There was Bilic first. There was Dilks first, and then Bilic. These guys, when you have a chance at a breakaway, these guys are running up the floor and looking to pass. Put the pressure on the defense. Take the ball. Look like you're going to go to the net, and if they come to you, then make the pass. But you see the guys like Cornwall and Corbeil that run the floor with conviction and take it to the net, expecting to score. And I'd like to see that from these guys, these other guys. Take it. If the guy comes to you, then dish it off. But take it and go for goal.
So far, what can be said about Dylan Ward? He's been a man of action through the opening half here as well. 32 shots he's faced. He's turned aside 28 of them. And this could be a much different game if it wasn't for the performance of the Colorado goalie. Started a little slow this year, very un-Dylan Ward-esque, but man, has he found his game, and that's been proof of that tonight. So coming out of the timeout, 37.5 seconds left on the clock. Rush with 30 on the clock, so Bold will stay down to our broadcast left, and it will be a 5-on-5 play. Curtis Knight's going to take it from our officials, and here we go. Rush spread out quite wide on this. They're still going to try, much like they would with the extra attacker, to run just the one set play here. Not give Colorado too much time to continue their 4-goal run. 4-4 as the clock ticks below 20 seconds. Knight, very patient. He's going to drive it with 10 left on the clock. Goes back to Robert Church. Church back up top, Matthews. Goes to Jones, found his man on the near side. Curtis Knight, he had him open, but Dylan Ward, once again, unbelievable slide step save, covering the net. And that'll bring the first half to an end as Callum Crawford picks it up. Rush 4, Mammoth 4. This is the National Lacrosse League.
It's something rewarding to me and rewarding to, I know, a couple other guys here that are here this week, to see at the end of the week them enjoy the game of lacrosse and them actually take a little bit from what we talk about and what we say and actually use it to their benefit of life skills or skills that are on the floor and skills that are off the floor.
My name is Brian Lemon. I'm Vice President of Lacrosse Operations in the National Lacrosse League. I handle all competitive aspects of the game, and certainly excited to be here with Crossover. I think it's the speed of getting game tape from our games to our teams, to our coaches, to our fans. That's going to be a dramatic improvement for the 2016 season with Crossover. Sure, as in any sport, just like the National Lacrosse League, our coaches and our teams are extremely competitive. We have a lot of parity in our league, and the scouting aspect of scouting teams ahead of time and looking at their own team, breaking down the game tape, analyzing it. Again, the platform that Crossover provides us with doing that for us and our scouting teams and our member clubs is tremendous. So it will be very exciting for those guys on coaching staffs in our league to be able to have that immediate feedback. What I expect to see with this partnership from a coaching standpoint is that our teams will be extremely happy with getting game video and being able to break that down by watching it already broken down by Crossover and being able to analyze it a lot quicker. I think that's primary given my position as operations. Secondly, I see that a lot of fans will be able to access our website and see the Crossover video clips of games played, Saturday night. They'll be up to be able to see that later on that evening, the next day, and it'll be immediate, exciting game tape for them to watch. Well, it's going to be a tremendous improvement from internally with our game officials. We've been able to cut game tapes in clips of specific game situations, the mechanics of how officials run the floor, their penalty calls, missed calls, those things. And that's taken time. It's taken 3-4 days before we can get those cut. Now with Crossover, we expect that is going to decrease tremendously. We'll have those video clips and each official will be able to log on to their own account, and it'll be telestrated by myself and other members in the league office to see that immediate feedback and watch the game in specific clips on referee development. We did have a couple teams prior to our partnership for 2016 use Crossover. I believe Rochester and Nighthawks have been the longest running team using Crossover before we did a league-wide partnership deal. And they won 3 championships in a row. So certainly could be a tribute and helped, I think, their success there. So certainly a lot of teams are excited to get all on board and do this as a league venture.
Welcome lacrosse fans, Tyson Geik of NLL Productions here with you right now, and I'm joined by Shay Hewen, CEO and founder of the U-Hawk Camera. We have some exciting news for you today. The NLL has officially partnered with the U-Hawk Camera, the new official action camera of the National Lacrosse League. Shay, an exciting moment, for both parties here.
Yeah, it's an incredible day. It's a big step and a big moment in the history of sports, and for the National Lacrosse League to be the first league to step up and bring actual player point of view, video footage to fans at home in the actual real raw competition in the season. It's a monumental day, and we're very excited to be the official camera provider to be a part of that.
It's a very pivotal moment for the sport. How is it going to affect the sport at the grassroots level and really help grow the game?
Well, that's a big part of it, and a lot of what went into the decision making and making this happen is we have a lot of partners now who are kind of coming around and going to help, distribute the content and grow the game together. And a lot of these kids, they live on social media these days, so to be able to provide them a new angle, even after the game, to see these highlights is going to be extremely engaging. And the National Lacrosse League is a big part of growing the game, and we're happy to assist in that.
A very sleek and compact design for these cameras. I think players are going to really enjoy wearing them. What went into the design here?
Well, we knew we wanted to be here someday. And in order to do that, we had to think of a camera that was going to be, sleek and slick enough that the player would forget he's even wearing it. So we wanted to design something, that would do just that and kind of embody the essence of an athlete. And, the great benefit is that these players now actually get to see the game again from their own eyes, and to be able to do that game over game throughout the course of a season is really going to help them perform, and they're excited about it as well.
Well, lacrosse is such a tough sport, and hitting is involved here. So how much of a beating can these cameras take?
Well, I think we're going to put them to the test today. So, they're very strong, they're very durable, and they sit in just the right spot. So we're going to find out.
Shay, we got the chance to catch up with some of the players to see what they thought of the new U-Hawk camera.
Hey, I'm Jesse Gamble with the Toronto Rock in the NLL, and this is what you're going to see. These will help a lot, even studying our own games, especially for goalies and seeing shots, and for my own game, just kind of going through where I was looking, maybe where I should have been looking and I wasn't. So I think they'll help improve my game.
I think it'll help on the defensive side of things, catching guys' tendencies, which way they want to go, which way they usually go, and everything like that. I think the camera will definitely help with that.
Stay with it, stay with it. Oh, nice lock.
Welcome lacrosse fans, Tyson Geik of NLL Productions here with you right now, and I'm joined by Shay Hewen, CEO and founder of the U-Hawk Camera. We have some exciting news for you today. The NLL has officially partnered with the U-Hawk Camera, the new official action camera of the National Lacrosse League. Shay, an exciting moment, for both parties here.
Yeah, it's an incredible day. It's a big step and a big moment in the history of sports, and for the National Lacrosse League to be the first league to step up and bring actual player point of view, video footage to fans at home in the actual real raw competition in the season. It's a monumental day, and we're very excited to be the official camera provider to be a part of that.
Pro lacrosse teams are now fielded in Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Maryland, Montreal, and Quebec.
Yesterday there was friendly competition and not so friendly competition. We knew our true colors weren't just worn on our backs, they were painted on our faces and hoisted as high in the air as we could possibly carry them. Whatever it took to claim our turf. Yesterday, we left it all out there. Blood, sweat, tears. You name it, we left it. We kept ourselves focused and we kept each other in check, and the only thing we took were epic shots. Yesterday we saw more twists and turns in 8 seconds than most people saw in an entire season. We lost the ball, lost our minds, we lost countless times in every game. If you could see the ball, that was a slow day. Yesterday, physics didn't apply to us. Gravity wasn't welcome in our box. Armed with just a stick and a ball, we took flight. Yesterday, we were the best we could be. Today is our day.
The National Lacrosse League logo honors its over 30 years of history, but also pushes towards a new era, a new day. An updated colorway of black and silver illuminates the way forward, with technology and innovation as our mandate. The Shield captures the warrior spirit of the physical battle of sport while being modern enough to appeal to new audiences. The goal. By extruding the shape of the shield, the container is one that is a nod to the ubiquitous shape of a lacrosse goal. The original four arrows representing the founding of our league with 4 professional box lacrosse teams. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, New Jersey, Philadelphia, converged to create the NLL Star. A modern interpretation of a star that combines both the arrows of the original 4 teams and a Native American morning star. The 4 arrows converge to create the heart of the star representing the current teams and the fans who are the beacon of the future of the National Lacrosse League. This is the National Lacrosse League. Today is our day.
Welcome, lacrosse fans. Tyson Geik of NLL Productions here with you right now, and I'm joined by Shay Hewen, CEO and founder of the U-Hawk Camera. We have some exciting news for you today. The NLL has officially partnered with the U-Hawk Camera, the new official action camera of the National Lacrosse League. Shay, an exciting moment, for both parties here.
Yeah, it's an incredible day. It's a big step and a big moment in the history of sports, and for the National Lacrosse League to be the first league to step up and bring actual player point of view, video footage to fans at home in the actual real raw competition in the season. It's a monumental day, and we're very excited to be the official camera provider to be a part of that.
All right, well, we've talked about what happened in Week 7 action. So, Tyson, now I want to know, who were your top players in Week 7 in this edition of Box Bosses?
Yes, time now for my Box Bosses. It gets more and more difficult to pick 3 players from every week, but I have to do it. And this week, I'm going to start with Lyle Thompson from the Georgia Swarm. 4 goals and 6 assists for a personal season high 10 points in a win over the Black Wolves. He also took draws for his team, scooped up 10 loose balls, and had a team high 14 shots on goal. Lyle Thompson is a player that can hit you in so many different ways when on the floor. At number 2, I've got Brent Adams. Scored his first NLL goal in his 3rd game in the league. This is an American field lacrosse player turned box lacrosse player who is doing a great job of adjusting to the indoor game, having a big night in a game against the Stealth where his 3rd goal of the night was also a winner in overtime. Adams certainly played the hero on Sunday night. And at number 1, I have Nick Rose of the Toronto Rock. Rosie continues to shine. He had a save percentage of .851 in a win over the Roughnecks on Sunday and is easily the #1 choice for goaltender of the year at this point in the season at least. Nick Rose is a leader for the Toronto Rock on and off the floor. He's playing the best lacrosse of his career right now, and you'd better believe if he continue this play, the Rock will be laughing for the rest of the season. He has been great early on.
All right, well,
next Saskatchewan Rush game is Saturday night, featuring Saskatoon's own One Bad Son. Go to saskrush.com for tickets. Game presented by TD.
For the 5th year in a row, the National Lacrosse League has partnered with Right to Play to bring lacrosse programs to Aboriginal youth across Canada. We had a chance to speak with New England Black Wolves' Sean Evans at one of these programs to find out what it means to him to bring the sport he loves to these various communities. This marks Sean Evans' 4th year taking part in Right to Play, a global organization that uses the power of play to educate and empower children facing adversity.
It's something special, you know, what they do, and you know, the dedication that you know, they provide to these communities, and have athletes like myself coming and teach and see the looks on the kids' faces is unbelievable.
On this given day, the New England Black Wolves star, along with other members of the NLL community, were teaching kids the basic skills of lacrosse, but skills he believes will help them not just when it comes to improving their game on the floor.
It's something rewarding to me, and rewarding to, I know, a couple other guys here that are here this week, to see at the end of the week them enjoy the game of lacrosse, and them actually take a little bit from what we talk about and what we say and actually use it to their benefit of, you know, life skills, or you know, skills that are on the floor and skills that are off the floor.
The program has been created in hopes of empowering children and youth to develop lacrosse skills, but also life skills such as leadership and sportsmanship.
What these kids learn at the end of the week and stays with them to, you know, build them as better people growing up, and to continue to build their communities into a community that you know, works together.
Since the NLL and Right to Play partnered in 2012, the program has reached over 1,600 First Nation children and youth, with over 19 players from the NLL participating. And according to Evans, this is an incredible feeling to get back to the community in this way.
At the very beginning, when you start the week off, it's, you know, I don't know how to play, I don't know how to do this, and you know what, just after about 40-45 minutes of learning the skills of, you know, trapping and scooping, passing and catching, you know, they're amazed of what they can do with the stick, with the ball, and, you know, the stick skills just develop. And, you know, to see that reaction coming from their face, the smiling, the having fun, you know, that's a huge part of coming out and doing this in the communities, is seeing them having fun and enjoying themselves.
For NLL Productions, I'm Mia Gordon. Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the NLL Social Circle, where we take a look at some of the big stories happening across the league on social media this past week. And this week, love was definitely in the air. We had a chance to take a closer look at a very special bromance between teammates Jeremy Noble and Dylan Ward. Just take a look at this adorable photo. Fans were loving this, and if you haven't had a chance to check out the story yet, head on over to NLLTV.com. Well, the Buffalo Bandits made sure you had the perfect way to tell your Valentine how you felt about them with their very own personalized Valentine's Day cards. I really love "Dang Girl, You Look Good." Well, I guess there wasn't love for everyone this Valentine's Day. Take a look at this video. Poor Hunter had his heart absolutely broken, but don't worry, Hunter, fans are looking out for you. Just take a look at this from Stephanie Kostiak. Her adorable pup Pearl wants to be your Valentine, Hunter. This weekend marks the Right to Play weekend across the National Lacrosse League, where they will be celebrating the partnership with this organization that believes in transformative power of play to engage and empower children and youth around the world. We had a chance to talk with New England Black Wolves' Sean Evans about the partnership, and you can head on over to NLLTV.com to catch that full story. And I know it's chilly outside, but the Colorado Mammoth are getting us all geared up for summer. Take a look at this video, something I have never heard of before. Sand Lax, a 3-on-3 Sand Lax tournament. Not only are they working
On us, first 15 seconds are gone. My name is John Fraser alongside Casey Guerin up top at SaskTel Center. Todd Joyce is between the benches. Rush 4, Mammoth 4 is how the second half starts. The battle for first place in the West Division. Right now the Rush's Ben McIntosh has it. Gets it to Curtis Knight, who takes a shot. Stop at the left leg of Mammoth goalie Dylan Ward, who's been outstanding tonight. That's his 30th save of the evening.
You know, I really just like how he comes out to challenge a shot. If there's not a quick stick available, he knows that, and he'll come out and block that angle.
And now it's Colorado who have scored the last 4 goals with it right now. Callum Crawford goes back up. Stephen Keogh takes a shot. That bounces just wide. Crawford on the loose ball gets demolished by Mike Messenger. We're going to have a penalty coming up here as Messenger caught him down low with the cross check. As we always have explained, don't hit people in the soft and squishy parts, and that's what Messenger did.
I think Messenger sensed it at the last second, tried to hold up, but that big body came powering through, and he got enough of them there to draw an interference call.
All 6'2", 203 of him, his 28th penalty minute on this season here. So with 59 seconds gone in the third quarter, Messenger's going to go to the box. Colorado 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Third quarter brought to you by O'Brien Sales and Leasing. The Rush moving from our broadcast right to the left in their home green and their home black jerseys with the green trim and white lettering. Colorado wearing their white road jerseys with the burgundy trim, black trim as well, and black letters. Colorado's power play gives it to Callum Crawford in Rush territory. Eli McLaughlin goes down low. Back up top is to Callum Crawford. He's going back down to Eli McLaughlin, and he missed that pass. And in the corner is Kyle Rubish picking it up. Rubish bounce pass to Brett Midsky, and Midsky's going to go for a run here. Penalty kills are brought to you by Speedy Collision. Adam Jones now with it. Jones, he's going to spin off of his mind, Ilya Gaich, and get it back to Ben McIntosh. McIntosh fakes like he was going to shoot, go in. 13:23 left to go third quarter. 1 minute, 20 seconds left of the penalty to Mike Messenger. Messenger down there hamming it up with fans beside the penalty box. Marty Dinsdale takes a shot, and that one stop of the right arm of Dylan Ward. No surprise, another save there for Mr. Ward on that shot coming from distance. 1 minute left to go in the Colorado power play. Stephen Keogh, Callum Crawford, Eli McLaughlin. He gets it down low for Chris Wardle. Back to McLaughlin. Crawford's the man up top. He's going to stand in. Instead, dishes that pass there to Jacob Rouet. Gets it back to McLaughlin, takes a big shot. You could hear the thud off of the shoulder pad of Aaron Bold on that one all the way up here. Chris Corbeil with the rebound. And 12 minutes left to go, and he's going to try to kill some time here. Matthews, 32 seconds left to go in the penalty to Mike Messenger. Should be able to kill off about half the remaining time on the penalty on this possession. 4-4 the score. Rush opened up 4-0, and Colorado responded as Ryan Keenan takes a shot just as time was about to expire. Dylan Ward, another save, so a good break here for the Rush as they get possession as that one went up and out off of Ward. So Matthews is going to slow things down away from Messenger's penalty to expire. 12:08 left to go in our third quarter. Robert Church near the Colorado bench now moves into Colorado territory. Dishes it up to Messengers out of the box. Nice little pass there to Ryan Keenan. Keenan driving towards the goal on Hope. He's backed up. Keenan, that ball pops out. That's some real nice work there by Hope and Greg Downing. And there's a melee in the corner. Shot clock called on the Rush. Colorado takes over, but the penalty is over.
I really like Robert Hope. He's, solid defender and also really good in transition. The Mammoth have to be happy with his play this year.
You just like him because he's your Peterborough.
Oh, okay.
Because he's from Peterborough. That was cheesy. There was a pass across to Adams off his stick into the net of Aaron Bold, and Bold dishes up to Jeff Cornwall, takes it up over half, and he goes to work in Mammoth territory. Back up to Adam Jones. Jones is going to stop up for a moment. Matthews calls out a play, and he goes to Ben McIntosh over on the near side. McIntosh bumped out near half. Nice work there defensively. Curtis Knight has it. Knight, he's one-on-one. Back up top to McIntosh, takes a shot partially blocked there. Joey Capito getting most of his stick and really taking the danger out of that situation. Rouet, 10:53 left to go, third quarter. 4-4 remains the score in what has been a bit of a goaltending battle in terms of what Dylan Ward has been doing to this Rush offense. Stephen Keogh, cross for McLaughlin. He's going to come in. Bounced outside by Jeremy Thompson. Thompson forces the loose ball, gets a nice ovation here, and Thompson's going to go up to Soroketti. Soroketti in transition, backing it up as Cabito picks him up. Soroketti winds, fires, shoots, and scores! Adrian Soroketti beside the right foot of Dylan Ward, and the Rush have their first goal since early in the second quarter.
Well, normally when we see Soroketti scoring goals, it's on the run, coming in transition. He thought about it, pulled it back out, stays on the offensive side, pulls back, gets the shot, and on the 37th Rush shot of the night, they get their 5th goal on Dylan Ward.
That is Soroketti's 5th of the season, as you said. Maybe the strangest one of all when it comes to him, as he's always scoring that one off the rush. So Adrian Soroketti puts his team back up. Their first goal, first time SaskTel Center's been able to celebrate since early second quarter. 5-4 the Rush lead, 10 minutes left to go in our third quarter as Nick Bilic is running around. Ilya Geich picks him up, gets it down low to Mike Messenger. Rush kind of caught between their offensive unit as Messenger's going to drive towards Messenger. Somehow holds on to that ball. It's taking 4 Mammoth players to get that away from him. They still can't do it. Messenger behind the net. A 5th one comes in. Finally, Messenger still with it, puts it towards the goal. Mike Messenger deserves the ovation he's getting here.
Yeah, and that's a great individual effort. But what I like from the Mammoth there is sensing that and double teaming right away.
And with that, we'll take a timeout. This is Rush Lacrosse.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
You're listening to hard-hitting Rush Lacrosse. Live on 98 Cool.
5-4 Rush lead. John Fraser, Casey Guerin, and Todd Joyce with you. Back to our boy Casey up top.
Yeah, what I was going to say there, John, is the Mammoth defense recognized that they had the Bilic and Messenger on that right side looking for the rest of the offensive set, and they didn't wait for that to happen. They jumped on it and ended up causing the turnover.
So it's the Mammoth going to work in Rush territory after the turnover, and there's a pass for Eli McLaughlin. He had some time, but he wasn't able to pick it up. And here comes John LaFontaine in transition, returning from injury. LaFontaine, great play there, Creighton Reed, out of nowhere, comes up, strips LaFontaine. Here comes the Mammoth offense. Ilya Geich is going to just take a moment, dump back to Callum Crawford, and with 9:13 left to go in the third quarter, Crawford sets up. Jacob Rue to Eli McLaughlin. McLaughlin's going to come in, make a swim move, and using Cornwall as a screen. That's a sharp save by Aaron Bold, as he perfectly used Jeff Cornwall as a screen there.
I know that Pat Coyle and the coaching staff of the Mammoth know more than I do about their team, but I'm a little bit surprised with the injuries that the Mammoth have, that Ilya Geich hasn't been playing a little bit more offense.
Oh, there's a great chance of Soroketti. He's already got a goal tonight. Found Matthews, drove towards the goal, but hit the crossbar. Had Dylan Ward beat, but couldn't beat the pipe behind him. Moving back up there in transition, Nick Ocello out of Wheat Ridge, Colorado, goes back to Taylor Stewart. Taylor Stewart up to Callum Crawford, the Ottawa product. Gets it to Stephen Keogh. Keogh has a goal in his Mammoth debut tonight. He's driving towards the goal again, looking for his second. And Bold keeps it out. Keogh dove, maybe lingered for a moment as Nick Bilic gave Stephen Keogh a little bit of love on the way back. Of course, this is the third time in 6 weeks the Rush have seen Stephen Keogh, twice with Rochester, including last weekend, and now with the Mammoth. Former Mammoth forward Adam Jones back to Curtis Knight. The Rush go to work in the Mammoth end of the floor. Robert Church driving towards. Church now with a little bit of space. He's going to come in, shoot, and that's going to go off the pantaloons there of Jordan Gillis. Comes up with a shot block, and Gillis is going to go for a run. Gillis, he's going to come in, shoot, and also out of nowhere was Chris Corbeil driving him towards the floor and breaking up that chance. Long pass out for Corbeil. He's doing it on both ends. Corbeil shoots, and a great right-hand save. Dylan Ward. Ward with the dish now. Josh Sullivan as the two teams pick it up, going back and forth in transition. Dan Coates now. Coates to Adams, and finally it looks like we're going to see an offensive set here, Casey, allowing everybody to catch their breath for just a moment.
It's been a track meet there for the last couple minutes, back and forth, transition after transition.
Crawford goes down low for Chris Wardle. Wardle's going to shoot, partially screened. Low shot bounces off the end boards, but ends up in the stick of Adams. Adams gets it to Crawford, and a good left-hand save by Aaron Bold, as that one was telegraphed for the back of the net until Bold got his hand there. Ryan Dilk's going to go for a run. Dilks now. He's going to wind up, shoot, and this one hits Mammoth player in the back of the leg as a cello. That one's going to hurt. Dilks picks up the loose ball and gets it to Matthews. Matthews, swim move, what a move! Dives, and that was taken away. And then called on the crease violation was Matthews. Says a couple things to Dylan Ward on his way by. But I think it was the defender that got back and lifted Matthews' stick on his kind of signature move there, Casey.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a scary proposition. When Matthews goes airborne, there's not much that's going to stop him.
Except maybe somebody. 6'5", 230 out of Oshawa. Here comes Soroketti up to Jeff Cornwall. Cornwall makes a move, drives towards, and he's going to shoot. And it goes off the floor and into the stands here at SaskTel Center. 5-4, the Rush continue to lead. The Mammoth with the ball now. Taking it up the floor. Lots of chances for both teams, but a couple misses and some good saves by both goaltenders. Dylan Ward's been the much busier of the two. 34 saves. McLaughlin, he goes back to the near side. That's where he connects there with Cameron Holding. Back far side, shot and a goal. Brent Adams, not as pretty as his first, but it's going to count. Tie game yet again.
Nothing complicated about that, but Adams gets the ball on the outside, senses that he's got a clear shot, and just rips one between the legs of Aaron Bold. And that one right there, you got to get out and get a stick on a glove there. You got to contest that shot, and the Rush didn't that time, and Adams converts.
So once again, silence over SaskTel Center, or as it's been called, the Man House on Marquis, otherwise known as the phone booth. Our good friend Fake Gainer coming up with both of those. Here's another chance there. Joey Capito took it off the faceoff win all the way down. Ryan Dilks blocks that one with his ankle. But again, Adams towards the goal, and Adams making a good shot there on Aaron Bold, who had to be sharp, comes up with it and gets it up to Chris Corbeil. 5:48 left to go, third quarter, 5-5 between the Rush and the Mammoth. Mark Matthews, far side, finds McIntosh, shoots, and another save. Dylan Ward, this time with the right shoulder. Ward airmails it. Nick Ocello coming in on Soroketti. He's bounced outside, goes back on top. Gillis, and a good save there. Rebound, stopped again. Aaron Bold. Couple great saves there by Bold. Back up top is Callum Crawford. Crawford slowing things down with 5:19 left to go, third quarter. Someone looking to break the tie here again. Crawford. He comes in, shoots that one off the noodle of Soroketti. He didn't know where it went. Rolls nearly to half, and Crawford picks it up. Stephen Keogh working on Rubish, and a low shot there. Stopped with the feet of Aaron Bold. Colorado gets the reset, sets back up under 5 minutes left to go. As Stephen Keogh has it. Rue steps on. Nick Bilic out to shadow him. Back down low, Stephen Keogh. Keogh working on Rubish. Crawford back up top is Wardle. Stephen Keogh back to the near side, connecting there with Taylor Stewart. Stewart finds Wardle, had some time. Great play there. Coming back was Rubish. Got a stick there. Rebound, though. Scores! Instantly waved off, though, as after the original chance, Wardle, the Victoria product, was still lingering. Callum Crawford is arguing. Callum Crawford's got the goal. He's arguing that he was pushed in. We're going to take a break. This is Rush Lacrosse.
That's impossible.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sports Interaction, Canada's home for worldwide sports betting. Bet responsibly at sportsinteraction.com. Disclaimer, only residents of Canada may open an account with Sports Interaction. The service is not available to users outside of Canada.
Welcome back inside the SaskTel Center. Rush 5, Mammoth 5 in the third quarter. John Fraser, Casey Guerin upstairs. Down betwixt the benches is Todd Joyce.
Hey, John, thanks for shouting down. You know, listening to both teams at that break, there is a death amongst the Rush right now. They are very much, it almost seems like they're wore out. Very lethargic and slow going. The Mammoth are starting to pick up. Mammoth are getting a little chatty as they're coming across the bench, which is nice to see from there, but they don't like the officials right now. There's lots on them. So,
thank you a lot, Todd, as a goal was almost simultaneously waved off there by Robert Church while we were talking to Todd as he was updating us, and then a great chance at the other end for Eli McLaughlin. You could hear the cheers as Aaron Bolt came up with the big save, but it remains 5-5, 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Wardle goes down low for the aforementioned Mr. McLaughlin. Goes back across for Adams. Gets it back for Wardle. Wardle for the Mammoth, and there's a shot. Arm save, Aaron Bolt. Goaltender's duel continues. 5-5 the score, and Sora Kenny is going to come up over half. Quick pass down low for Ryan Keane. He's got a power play goal tonight. This is definitely the lowest scoring Rush game we've seen in quite a while. Curtis Knight now to Marty Dinsdale. Has a man in the middle was Jones. What a great save! Jones one-timed it. And there was Dylan Ward once again. In transition now is Sullivan. And Dylan Ward, Casey, what can we say? He's been unbelievable tonight.
He has. You know, he's been a brick wall back there. And on top of that, he's collecting rebounds, outletting the ball, and creating transition the other way.
And there's Crawford's shot. This time it's in and stopped with the pantaloons of Aaron Bolt. And Ryan Dilks picks it up. 3 minutes left to go, third quarter, 5-5. Jeff Cornwall, Marty Dinsdale. Down low is Robert Church now in Colorado territory. Gets it to Ben McIntosh joining in on the fun. Over far side is Matthews, found Dinsdale, but that was broken up. Cam Holding, Whitby product. And now it's picked up by Robert Hope. Third year in the league, and here come the Mammoth. Downing, he's going to come in, make a move. That one forced out. Creighton Reed and Chris Corbeil in a race for it. Reed able to push it back towards the corner. That's where Coates picks it up. He slashes Thompson's stick out of his hand. No call as Chris Corbeil runs up. Corbeil is going to spin off Creighton Reed. He's trying to get it to the offense, but Creighton Reed isn't allowing that to happen. Robert Church now comes on, and the Rush are able to get set up. That's Curtis Knight. Knight trying to get it past Ilya Gaich, can't do so. Knight with another spin move. He goes up top for McIntosh. McIntosh is going to wind up far side Jones. Jones, that one off of Gillis. And that's blocked, picked up, and there's a long shot from Keenan as time was about to expire. Dylan Ward picks it up. Back over to the far side in transition is Jordan Gillis. 1:45 remains in our third quarter as Adams goes to Callum Crawford. Crawford now, Stephen Keogh. Keogh and Crawford playing a little pitch and catch. Crawford back to the near side for Taylor Stewart. He drives towards the middle. Stewart takes a low bouncing shot off the shin pads of Bold. Messenger picks it up. Messenger long pass Soroketti. Little behind the back to Cornwall. Back to Soroketti. What a great save! Dylan Ward. Soroketti dove. Ward flashed the right arm and comes up with an absolutely giant save. As Soroketti thought he was going all the way.
It was. That would have been a beauty. A nice transition and nice execution. Just couldn't get the finish.
Rush, hold on. Minute left in the third quarter. Church down low to Knight. Time running out here to get something on Dylan Ward. Matthews makes a couple of moves. Back to Knight. Knight, swim move, comes in. Had the corner open, just missed the net. And that shot clock on Saskatchewan. 5-5. Under 50 seconds left to go as Callum Crawford's going to take it. He's going to spin off Kyle Rubish. Crawford gets it back up to Adams. 35 seconds left as Adams is bumped out by Kyle Rubish. Crawford's low shot, that one scooped up. The loose ball by Rue. Rubish now with it, and with 25 seconds left to go, the Rush trying to get this one up the floor so they can get Bold out. They have Bold out, and they're going to run one play here to end the third quarter. The O'Brien Sales and Leasing third quarter has only 10 seconds left in it. As Jones goes to Keenan, back up top Matthews. 5-5 the score. Church shoots, and another outstanding save, and another one by Dylan Ward. Airmails that shot, looking for the empty net. Time expires. We're going to head to the fourth. 5-5, Rush and Mammoth. This is the National Lacrosse League.
Scott Digby on the take, scores.
Now back over to Dane Smith with a shot. Hit the goal post inside, he scores!
Afraid you might miss out on the big stories from your favorite team? Well, not to fear, the NLL newsletter is here. All you have to do is subscribe to the new NLL newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates from everything that is happening around the league. What are you waiting for? Subscribe today.
There are only 15 minutes left. Will the Rush come out on top? Will they crush their opponent? Let's find out. This is the fourth quarter, live on 98 Cool.
Welcome inside the SaskTel Center. We're heading into the final 15 minutes, tied 5-5 between the Rush and the Colorado Mammoth. My name is John Fraser. Alongside me in the broadcast booth is Casey Guerin. Todd Joyce is between the benches. And Casey, as the opening faceoffs controlled by Colorado, what do the Rush need to do to come out with a victory here?
Well, what they haven't been able to do is get the shots from outside. What the Mammoth are doing is getting in the shooting lanes and the passing lanes, creating mistakes.
Thompson with a turnover, comes in, shoots, and a stick save. Dylan Ward, his save count now up to 40 in this game. Crawford now back the other way for Colorado. Nice work there by Kyle Rubish to keep him from driving to the middle. And Callum Crawford will slow things down. Has a man in the middle, shoots and scores! That will be the hat trick goal for Adams. And a 6-5 lead for the Colorado Mammoth.
Well, his first couple steps are just incredibly fast. And in box lacrosse, you get a couple steps on your guy towards the net, and that's wide open. And he makes no mistake. He looks like he's been doing it all his life.
So 6-5 now, 14:25 left to go in the open fourth quarter. And the Rush, as you mentioned, Casey, this Colorado defense, which hasn't been their trademark, has been really good. Nick Billich picks it up after the faceoff when Billich runs into Gillis, and Reed has that taken out. Matthews comes onto the floor and absolutely nails Creighton Reed, trying to get a spark into his team. 6-5. Colorado leads as Callum Crawford goes to work. He goes back up top for Adams. He's got 3 of the Mammoth's 6 goals. Over to the far side, that's where Eli McLaughlin is. McLaughlin back up top to Rue. Crawford. He's going to drive towards Corbeil, one-on-one with Callum Crawford. Doing battle there. Crawford takes a shot. Looked like an easy one, but it bounced dangerously in between the legs of Aaron Bold. As I mentioned, McLaughlin's got a 3-point night. All assists so far for the Colorado Mammoth. Ryan Keenan now with it for Saskatchewan as they go to work in Mammoth territory. Robert Church. Sullivan was on him. Matthews shoots, and just getting a shoulder on it was, again, Dylan Ward. What else can we say about him, Casey?
He's just reading the outside shot so well. And if you think back to the previous games in the Rush wins, they're scoring a lot of outside shots, and it just hasn't been working for them.
Ilya Gaich now as his team is up 6-5, that being Colorado, as they're on the Rush half of the floor. Adams has 3. Great first step, drives towards the goal again. Bounce back out, gets it to Taylor Stewart. Goes back up top, McLaughlin, under 10 left to go. Wardle spins off a check, takes a shot, hits the post, and will go up and out of play, or they're going to say it went off a Bold. So possession once again to the Mammoth. McLaughlin, near side, Stephen Keogh. He has a goal in his Mammoth debut. Comes in, drives the goal. A great save there by Bold as Keogh had gone through the air. And picking it up on D was Adrian Soroketti. Nick Billich now leads the Rush in transition. 12:26 left to go, fourth quarter. Billich bounced past Marty Dinsdale. Dinsdale, one-on-one with Reed. Fans wanted a call here as Billich kind of got high-sticked on his way off the floor. Ryan Keenan now drives towards the goal. He's bounced back outside by Coates. Goes to Curtis Knight. Fakes once, gets another shot, and that, again, Dylan Ward. Big save as Knight goes barreling into Dylan Ward. Didn't exactly try to get out of the way as Jordan Gillis knocked him down. Got to do something to try to get in Dylan Ward's cage, eh, Casey?
Well, whatever you can do at this point. I mean, you can't say enough about him. He's just been on fire tonight.
Rue to Callum Crawford. Crawford, he's going to head fake on John LaFontaine. Spin back into the middle. Rue under 10 on the clock. Back up top. He's going to spin. Dumps it out. That's for Stewart. He's stripped by Dilks. Ball will go into the corner. And Dilks on Stewart as the shot clock expires and the Rush pick it up. 11:33 left to go. Rush trail by 1. Mammoth 6, Rush 5. Messenger steps out of the way, shoots, and nearly gets one. Dylan Ward got that last second as Messenger uses that big shot, but he's turned aside. Rush still trail by 1. 11:16 left to go now as the offense continues to work in Colorado territory. Robert Church comes in. Church to McIntosh, and McIntosh couldn't quite handle that cleanly. Ward makes a save on a slow-moving ball, then dishes it up. Ilya Gaich comes in. Jeff Cornwell picks him up. Gaich spins off of him, dives, and that one turned aside. Aaron Bold, crease violation, so the Rush get it with under 11 minutes left to go. Needing a goal to tie here in the fourth quarter. 6-5, Curtis Knight. Marty Dinsdale on the far side in Colorado territory. He takes a shot, right shoulder save. Dylan Ward. Knight's going to run behind the goal. Gets it to Adam Jones. Jones to Church. Church. He's going to go back to Knight. Knight driving towards the goal. Backs up for a moment. Gets it to Church. Church survives contact. Hope now all over him. Takes him down. Nice defensive work there by Hope. And it's a 2-on-0. Corbeil's getting back. But it's Coates with it. Little pass to Hope, and he comes in. What a great save! Aaron Bold's left arm comes up and absolutely robs Cameron Holding, keeping it a 1-goal game. 10 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. Messenger now with it. Dilks is going to join him for a run. Messenger gets it to Matthews. Matthews is going to fake, swim move. Can't get past there. Great work there by Greg Downing. Again, awesome defensive work. Corbeil just getting off the floor now. He was a little slow. Matthews goes to pass back towards the bench and just dumps it up into the stands.
And you want to know what, John? This Rush offense, in times where we see them shoot from outside and these open shots, they're passing them up now because they're not confident they're going to score from out there.
Dylan Ward's in their heads. We're going to take a timeout. This is Rush Lacrosse.
Versus Miles Thompson, Georgia Swarm, Curtis Dixon, Calgary Roughnecks. Here we go. Miles Thompson, the champion from last week. Great behind the back shot over the shoulder of Dylan Ward of the Colorado Mammoth. What a goal. Unbelievable. That one was on SportsCenter Top 10. Now Curtis Dixon behind the back, behind the waist shot. This one's crazy. You're going to need about 5 looks to digest this shot by the creative man, Curtis Dixon. Fans, who have you got? Miles Thompson of the Georgia Swarm or Curtis Dixon of the Calgary Roughnecks? You know what to do. Head to Twitter now, cast your vote, and we'll see who comes out on top as champion.
This is your team, Rush Nation, live on 98 Cool.
Welcome back inside the Saskatchewan Center. Mammoth 6, Rush 5. John Fraser, Casey Guerin upstairs. Todd Joyce is downstairs.
Hey guys, it's going to get loud down here. They're trying to set the record right now for the loudest building, so if you guys can't hear me, I apologize. It's not lost on both these teams that out of the 11 goals, 9 have been scored on the Rush goal right now. So they're setting up for that. They're looking at a jinx right now.
Thanks, Todd, and heading towards that goal being on our left-hand side, the one Colorado's shooting on. Most of the scoring on that side. Stephen Keogh has it for the Mammoth. Down low, he loses it. Nice defensive work by Rubish, but Keogh gets it again behind the net. Looking like Wayne Gretzky back there until it's stapled by Jeremy Thompson. Jeff Cornwall nails him as well, then pushes him into the corner. Cornwall, some great work there to force the shot clock violation. Aaron Bold having a conversation with one of our officials as Thompson is going to take it up the floor. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left to go, fourth quarter. Mammoth 6, Rush 5. Robert Church to Mark Matthews. The offensive success has not been there for Saskatchewan tonight, as Church is going to go back to work. Gets it to Matthews. Gets loud in here. Matthews back to Church. Church to Keenan. Keenan is nailed by Robert Hope. Takes the ball there. Looked like a great scoring chance for Keenan, and Hope just squared him up. Now in transition comes Joey Capito. Capito backs up. Taylor Stewart on for the Mammoth. Does that look like a great scoring chance for Ryan Keenan, but Hope just nailed him.
He's been solid back there ever since he's coming into the league.
Third year in the league out of Peterborough. Callum Crawford now, the Ottawa product with it. Looking for some space. Has it, shoots, and that one's going to miss. And that'll go all the way down the floor. Over and back, called on Colorado. John LaFontaine's there. Has Matthews with him. Goes to Knight instead. Knight shoots and scores! Tie game! Curtis Knight, 6-6. Off the bench, behind Dylan Ward. 8:10 left to go. We're back to square.
The Mammoth haven't been making a whole lot of mistakes. The Rush still have forced some transition, but haven't had a whole lot of success in the execution. This time, Knight comes streaking on. Normally, you want a left-hand shot coming off the bench out there, but finds Knight, pulls it back, squares up, and beats Dylan Ward, which not been easy tonight.
Ward's 52nd shot. He's made 46 saves. Bold has been pretty good himself. 33 shots. That translates to 27 saves. Thompson with a huge face-off win takes it into the corner. He's buried by Gillis. He escapes the pressure and gets it to Matthews. Here comes Matthews, back, tied at 6. Jones with a sneaky shot. I don't know if Ward even saw it, but he makes the stop. Good positioning is going to befuddle good shooters all the time. 7:45 left to go. 6-6. Wardle with it for the Mammoth in the Saskatchewan zone. Down to our left here at SaskTel Center. Callum Crawford trying to drive towards, finding some space. Nice job there by Dilk. Saw the pass to McLaughlin coming and broke it up as that ball somehow ends up way up in the sky off of a foot. Here comes Nick Billich. Billich, 7:21 left to go. It's getting loud in here again. Corbeil in transition, backs up. Smart play there as he didn't have a lot of room. Marty Dinsdale now the man with it for the rush. 7:11 left to go. 6-6. Opa fourth quarter. First close fourth quarter we have in a while, Casey. Mark Matthews now, 10 on the shot clock. With some space comes in, and Ward with another save. Matthews picks it up. Matthews to Keenan, couldn't hold on. But Matthews scoops up the loose ball after Ryan Keenan missed the pass. Matthews slows it down. He's on his offside. He wants to reset. Curtis Knight has it, moving back to that far side. Marty Dinsdale, he's going to go one-on-one with Ocello. In alone was Knight. Knight picks it back up behind the back shot and just missed the far post.
The pick and roll was really sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, that was nice, just couldn't finish.
Knight had some time, but just couldn't quite get the full handle he needed. So 6:30 left to go, 6-6. You can hear as it gets quiet in here, the Mammoth back to work. Adams has a hat trick. Back up top for Callum Crawford. His pass nearly intercepted by Midsky. Instead, it's the rush with it. Johnny LaFontaine up over half. Thompson with him, but the Mammoth defense is back. LaFontaine's going to take it anyways. Pushed back outside by Downing. LaFontaine takes a couple of good hits there, and he's going to get it to Ben McIntosh. 6 minutes left to go. Rush, Mammoth tied at 6. We got a penalty coming up here, too, to the Colorado Mammoth as Ben McIntosh went down hard. Bolds on his way out. Adam Jones with it, trying to get it back to Matthews. Ryan Keenan, back to Matthews. Ben McIntosh, quick stick, and the lead! Ben McIntosh, unmarked. He was hurt. He got up and buried.
No, they're going to wave that one off. I think that might have been a shot clock violation.
They are waving it off. Jimmy Quinlan is frantically making hand signals, waiting to see here. Matthews, there was 2 seconds on the clock when Matthews passed. We know his release is quick.
Okay, well now Colorado's thrown the challenge flag, so
Colorado,
maybe they did call it a goal then.
I saw the signal go up for the goal.
Yeah, so did I, but it looked like...
No, here we go. Here's what we got going on, Casey. Colorado's man is in the box, meaning that they haven't waved the goal off. It says 7-6 on the scoreboard here, unless that's a major.
Yes, because otherwise, why would the Mammoth have thrown the challenge flag?
We're waiting to see here. Yes, it's a
major.
5-minute major to Greg Downing. We're waiting to see
So
here.
it is a good goal and looks like a challenge from Mammoth.
A little bit of confusion here. We all wanted to celebrate.
I mean, this one's going to be close. You couldn't tell in real time.
No, not at all.
This is going to be a close call.
Well, you look at Matthews. I looked down, and Matthews was basically lined up with the shot clock in the Colorado end. I could see 2 on the clock when Matthews had it in his stick. I know Benny Mack's got a quick release. How quick is it?
In and out, in and out. And you know, a quick stick, it might look easy if you haven't played the game, but to wait for the ball to get in your stick before making the motion to the net, it's harder than it looks.
So they're calling it a good goal as Thompson and Coates are going to square off. So Ben McIntosh is second of the game, puts the rush up 7-6 on Colorado. You got to think a challenge flag's coming. Coates is asking for it. As we go down low, Todd's got something for us. Todd?
All right, guys, so this is what happened. That is a major penalty. They scored on that. They're going to give it to them. Colorado threw their challenge flag but missed the 25-second deadline. They were holding their flag, waiting for the officials to make their ruling. And in that time that they wasted, unfortunately, they ran out of time to throw that flag. So the official was over explaining that to the very heated coach, and that's where we are. So we've got a 5-minute penalty. There is 1 goal on that. And that's where we are right now. Both coaches had their challenge flag ready to go if needed.
Well, I'd be heated too. If the referees are deliberating and in the meantime you run out of time, I mean, I'd be upset too.
So, through that all, thanks for the explanation, Todd, our man between the benches. Rush leads 7-6 on the power play. Jones nearly had one there. He was alone in the middle and took a quick stick. So now there's 4 minutes, 11 seconds left to go on a major penalty. So that's the first of 2 goals you can score in the major. So the Rush, with 2 goals late in the fourth, now have a lead. Matthews, he's up top, gets it to Church. Church leads the league in power play markers. Back to Matthews, behind the back Jones. Jones shoots, and that one a stick save by Dylan Ward.
And Ward got a little lucky there. He was caught in between a little bit.
As a long pass for Crawford. Crawford's got it. He beat Cornwall to it. Crawford just missed the far post. Chance to tie. Couldn't quite do it. Robert Church over half. Rush power play tonight, 1 for 3. Robert Church leading the league with an unbelievable 12 power play goals. Gets it to the far side to the lefties. Jones to Matthews, back to Church. Matthews comes in, shoots another great save with the shoulder of Dylan Ward. We'll take a breather. This is Rush Lacrosse.
And now, Mia, of course, I turn it over to you for your unstrung hero, a player who may not have chipped in on the score sheet, but contributed to his team's successes in other ways. So who have you got?
Well, we talked about just how dominant the Saskatchewan Rush has been as of late, and we can talk about what's been happening up front with Mark Matthews and Robert Church all we want. But my unstrung hero this week is someone who's been helping them out from the faceoffs, and that is Jeremy Thompson. In order for them to be able to get the goals and get going, they need to be in control of the ball, right? And that is why Jeremy is my unstrung hero this week. Tyson, let's just take a look at some of these numbers. He won 18 out of 29 of the faceoffs that he took. That is 62% of faceoffs won, meaning that the Rush were in control of the ball for the majority of the game thanks to Jeremy. He also had an assist in the win. So that is why Jeremy Thompson is my unstrung hero this week.
Jeremy Thompson, one of the bigger names in the game of lacrosse and bigger names in the NLL. Always got a smile on his face, a big part of the Saskatchewan Rush, and a great guy to talk to.
Ready for the Rush? This is Saskatchewan Rush Lacrosse on 98 Cool.
Welcome back inside the SaskTel Center after some controversy. The Rush with a 7-6 lead on Colorado. They just tried to set a world record for loudest indoor group of fans. Not sure if they got it. I can tell you, if anybody had a decibel meter, Casey Guerin, during the Cornwall goal from last year, it was louder then than it is right now.
Well, I would agree, and I think the current world record, they handed out horns or something at the front gate. So I'm not sure we're comparing apples to apples here, but maybe a new NLL record.
Well, I think that record unofficially was set. If anybody had a decibel meter going during the Cornwall goal when I passed out for a minute,
yeah.
I think it was there. It is.
You dropped a radio bomb on everybody.
Yeah, I've heard that one a few times. Needless to say, Rush back to work on the power play. 7-6, under 4 minutes left to go, fourth quarter, as Robert Church shoots and fires it wide. Near side, Jones is stable to his own bench. He's going to take the bench in the midsection, but he's all right. Church now coming in, and everything's been automatic for Dylan Ward. Another save there, but here comes Church behind the net, looking to come in and make another stop. Goes back up top to Mark Matthews. Matthews for the Rush, 3:35. McIntosh, what a play and what a save. Dylan Ward, he's been unbelievable. Mammoth now in transition. 2:37 left to go on the major penalty to Greg Downing. Rush have scored once with the delayed penalty. So meaning another goal would end the man advantage. 3:11 left to go. Adams, he has a hat trick for the Mammoth, one of them short-handed, and he tries to connect with Crawford out front, can't do so. Ball will roll to the side, and Mike Messenger will pick it up. Under 3 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. Rush 7, Mammoth 6. Another goal here would put it away for the Rush, but until they have, I'd say, a 3-goal lead, Casey, anything can happen here.
Well, absolutely. The Mammoth are capable of coming back.
Keenan, Matthews, shot looking for the quick stick. The old pretend shot where Ben McIntosh is waiting, and a good loose ball scoop there by Ilya Gaich. Gaich is going to run the floor. Gaich will hold on, peel back, 2:30 left to go. You heard the shot clock alarm. That was accidental, as obviously the Mammoth had it. Got a little shot clock error. So nobody started it, so they are going to give the Mammoth a full 30 reset, and Stephen Keogh has it inside his bench. Pardon me, they're going to run it down now.
And you know what the Rush have been doing on offense here the last few sets is they've been going up top and looking for the quick stick because Ward has been coming out so far to challenge the shots.
So Stephen Keogh now working on Corbeil and Cornwall. Cornwall knocks him down. Keogh hangs on though. 90 seconds left in the man advantage for the Rush. His shot is going to bounce up and over. Dangerous looking bouncing shot, and Jeff Cornwall has it. Cornwall will lead the team in transition. Matthews in with Cornwall. Back to Cornwall. Cornwall to Matthews. He's going to jump around the crease as he was in a little too close. Under 2 minutes left to go. Rush 7, Mammoth 6. Matthews with the old fake pass to McIntosh. Doesn't quite work as well in the field game as it does indoors. Pardon me, the other way around. Cameron Holding picks it up now for Colorado. Joey Capito. Capito's got Thompson. He's got a line towards the goal. Thompson gets back. Capito, though, a low shot. That's turned aside the right leg. And Thompson is going to take 2 minutes for Holding here with 96 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Well, Capito's one of the fastest guys in the league. And when he gets a couple steps, he's going to the net there, and not many guys are going to catch him. I kind of disagree with that call. It didn't look like Thompson got much of him. It looked like Capito engaged him and just went to the ground, especially a minute and a half left in the game. That call's a little iffy to me.
Well, you almost minute and a half left, and now we're going to have 50 seconds of 4-on-4. Then the Rush will be short-handed. So back to work goes the Colorado 4-on-4 unit here. They're down 7-6. Callum Crawford. He's going to try to get outside that Rush defense. Dilks and Corbeil. Shot there and through a screen, takes a funny bounce and heads back towards Aaron Bold, but he puts it in his stick here. Now, if you're the Rush, you just want to kill this final 30. Because at least if Colorado scores while up.
Well, what you don't want to do is take a shot from outside with 20 or more seconds left. If you find yourself with a good opportunity, take it.
So Marty Dinsdale has it far side, and he takes a good shot and a great save. Matthews comes in, diving towards the goal. Turned aside by Dylan Ward. Matthews is engaged with a man down low, but here comes Colorado in transition. Penalty over for the Mammoth. 7-6 they trail. Matthews limps towards the bench, and Colorado has the power play. Under 40 seconds here. You can feel the tension in SaskTel Center. Crawford, he's the man up top. Ward is still in his goal. There's a shot turned aside by Aaron Bold. Ryan Dilks has it. Dilks is going to go for a run. Under 25 left to go. He's being harassed the entire way down the floor. Waiting to see, and I believe the Rush.
That's a good timeout.
Have taken a timeout there as Ryan Dilks was doing a heroic effort to keep that away from the Mammoth players. But this is smart. Let you reset and not have Ryan Dilks get hacked all the way up the floor.
Well, absolutely. And now what the Rush, the decision they have now is whether they want to keep Bold in the net or not. I mean, if you pull him, then you go 5-on-5, you can run the clock out, but you turn the ball over and all of a sudden you're in deep trouble.
It's tie game. So, here we go. 7-6 the Rush lead.
And if it's me...
I was going to say, what do you do, Casey? You're the coach.
I have enough confidence in the guys that you can put it on the floor, that even shorthanded, you can move the ball, keep the ball out of trouble, use your feet, get some speed on the floor, and kill this clock out.
Well, and you got to think, too, with only where we believe it's going to be interesting to see where they said they called the timeout. 17 seconds remains on the game clock. Waiting to see. 25.8 is what they put up there.
Okay, so the shot clock is still on. Yeah, there is about 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds difference. And it looks like, at least to start, the Rush are going to go with Bold on the bench.
So an interesting call here, as you mentioned.
I would expect them a guy to come off right away.
So there's no goalies right now because Colorado counterattacks by pulling Dylan Ward. It's a 6-on-5 and both goals are empty with 22 seconds left to go. Jeff Cornwall in an empty net. Goes over to the far side, finds Curtis Knight. Chris Corbeil's on the floor. Back down low for Knight. Good ball movement. Cornwall alone shoots into the empty net and scores! That's what lacrosse looks like without goalies, and it looks like a goal for Jeff Cornwall. This should put this one to bed.
Well, it's really interesting strategy both ways.
I like it. I love that call.
It's definitely aggressive. You got to wonder if Colorado then pulls Ward when Derek Keenan had pulled Bold.
It kind of looked like they did.
Reactionary too. Yeah.
The empty net goal scored by number 13, Jeff Cornwall.
So Cornwall, as he's done in this building before, seals it late. 13.1 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Rush 8, Mammoth 6. And Colorado now going to take a timeout. Now, Casey, again, you being the coach, maybe take a moment to explain to our listeners why, if you are Pat Coyle, you give the yank there to Dylan Ward and both teams play without goalies.
Well, because that way you can double team the ball carrier. But like I said before, if you're Derek Keenan, you're putting a whole bunch of speed on the floor. So you have to take a chance there, being down a goal. So it's aggressive. It just didn't pay off for him that time. It was a slim chance, but you have to try it.
How about the work though?
But John, that's why the ball started in the stick of Jeff Cornwall.
Yeah.
Just what I said. You put it in the stick of someone with wheels and let him go for a run.
Yeah. What I really liked, I liked some of the quick passes betwixt Corbeil and Knight to really kind of kill that one.
Well, what it does is it kind of it gets rid of that double team, right? If you're double teaming the ball, you move it to someone who's got a one-on-one, then they try to double that guy, and you just keep the ball moving.
Well, as long as this holds, the boys are going to go out and enjoy some big city life in Saskatoon tonight. It is a 8-6 lead, 2-goal spread, 10.6 seconds left to go. Mammoth will be 6-on-4 as there's 20 seconds left of the penalty to Thompson. Shot there to goal. McLaughlin's going to keep this one interesting. Eli McLaughlin, quick shot, beats Bold over the shoulder, and the Mammoth will have 4.5 seconds left to tie this one up.
Well, what's interesting is that goal releases Thompson now. So all you do here is just tie it up. You don't try to win it. You just tie it up and run that clock out.
So McLaughlin.
Nice shot, though, McLaughlin.
Have you ever seen a goal scored with 4.5 seconds?
Yes,
Casey?
but it takes a mistake on the face-off taker on the other team.
Thompson and Coach, biggest draw of the game. As you mentioned, Casey, they'll lock up. Thompson comes up with it, shoots at the empty net, bounces it wide, but it doesn't matter. That's it. Rush win. 8-7, 5 in a row, 3-0 at SaskTel. Wow.
The war is over for tonight, but they have 3 more games, and these two are going to be going at it all year. It looked like Calgary was losing tonight against Vancouver. So the Stealth may have done both these teams a favor tonight too.
What a game. Rush win it late. Post game to follow. You're listening live on 98 Cool.